What's good? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. One time for the one time we grinding. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video or live video from the Boxing Clinic and more, right? But Shelly Finkle tells World Boxing News today that Eddie Hearn and Team Joshua and Barry Hearn all Matchroom sends a new contract to them. And it's worse than the original. Now let's go through the original contract. What was the issues with that? If you want to read the article, I'll link the article into the description of the interview with Shelly Finkle. Now the first contract, it was a problem that the rematch clause was only in favor for Anthony Joshua if he lost. Also, it had no venue, no date. Eddie Hearn was going around telling people that Wembley Stadium wasn't going to be available. Then he got the WBA to put this fake 24-hour notice up. He put the and then where WBA said Povetkin and Joshua had to make a deal in 24 hours, which took 2 weeks for them, 3 weeks to announce a deal, whatever it was. When Wilder said he was going to send a contract Friday, so then all of a sudden Wembley Stadium becomes available when he said it wasn't available all these other times for the Povetkin fight. So those were pretty much the hangups. I mean, who's going to sign a contract with no venue, no date? If Deontay Wilder signs a contract and they put February 2096 on there, I'm just talking crap, and he had to show up. He had to come out his grave and show up for that fight. So what if Povetkin beat Joshua? I mean, then you're going to take a flat fee versus Joshua, and he's not even a champion, so you're going to take a bottom fee deal. See, people understand that. They just keep throwing that up as a defense mechanism because they know Eddie Hearn and Joshua is full of malarkey. All right, they know they're full of malarkey, and all of a sudden, Wembley's available, but it wasn't available for Wilder. So it's lie after lie with them. Like I said, nobody's gonna sign a contract, before Joshua fight Povetkin, because there's no guarantee that he beats Povetkin in most people's mind. And it's the hurt business; anything can happen as far as that. But those was the hangups in the first contract, and they said that this was worse. This second contract they just sent was worse. He said Shelly Finkle said Barry Hearns was supposed to send a contract over that was supposed to have less impediments or impediments, whatever the hell he said, than the first fight. You know what I'm saying? He said Joshua was supposed to sign this new contract, but it was worse. And the contract came over not signed by Joshua, it was only signed by Eddie Hearn. And not only that, if it said it was a draw, it was not going to be a rematch. If it was a draw. So not only did they send it worse, so if they have a draw, it's no rematch. And he didn't say if the rematch clause was still in it for Anthony Joshua, which I pretty much believe it probably was in there for Anthony Joshua. But if they fought to a draw, there was going to be no rematch. So, Joshua didn't sign it, and it was no rematch. It was no rematch clause in there for Deontay Wilder again, and it is what it is, man. Shelly Finkle said, when the guy interviewing him on the interview said, are you tired of going through this? He said, I'm tired of lying. He said, if Joshua fans want to believe, Eddie Hearn and Team Joshua lies, let them go ahead and believe the lies. But, it is what it is. He fed up with the BS. He said he tried to make the fight happen. Like I said, I linked the article into the description. And, it is what it is. We know they don't want the fight. Anybody, all sides, no. If you're neutral, if you Joshua or you with Wilder at this point, you all know that he don't want the fight. Even Carl Frost came out and said he don't want the fight. Barry Hearn said he don't want the fight. He was even on record saying, I don't want him to fight Wilder right now. So they don't want the fight. They want to go around and say, you got all the belts and this and that. They paid for those belts, and those are not even realistically his belts. Those are still Tyson Fury belts in most people's mind. And Wilder's going to go ahead and fight Tyson Fury and leave Joshua out in the cold. Now, I reported earlier that Alexander Usyk, when he decides to move up to heavyweight, he will be into Joshua's mandatory. So that's square biz right now. So a lot of people hoping that Alexander Povetkin beat Joshua by himself. At this point, it doesn't make no difference for me. I think Povetkin, at 36 years old, will still want to fight Wilder, especially with the fallout they had over the performance-enhancing drugs, the meldonium, whatever you pronounce it, that Povetkin had. So it won't Povetkin and Wilder or Povetkin and Fury. It won't be half the fight, in my opinion, that Wilder and Fury was, or Wilder and Joshua could have been. All right. So at this point, it just don't even seem like you're gonna get Joshua and Povetkin. And it'd be interesting to see what type of contract Povetkin signed. That's one thing that people don't talk about. Obviously, they know they compensated Povetkin well, Most people think Povetkin might have been paid off. Some people thought Joseph Parker was paid off. I mean, I'm not gonna read into that or give credence to that. But I want to know what he was compensated for, and if he did take a fall or take some money to lose. I mean, that's his business. You know what I'm saying? But people believe Povetkin is a live dog, even off the performance and had some drugs that he was on. And I just wonder what type of contract did he sign? If he win, does he get is it a rematch clause for Anthony Joshua? You know, and would Joshua even want a rematch if he get knocked out by Alexander Povetkin? But at this point, we all know that Eddie Hearn and Joshua don't want the fight. It's blatant. People gonna continue to fight it and say it's not. But at this point, you just make yourself look like an ignorant fool. And just go ahead and say it, man. He don't want to fight. He got 21 fights and he ain't ready. But when you're a champion and you got a belt or belts around your waist, around your arms, you should be ready for any challenger in the boxing community or in your division. And that's serious business right there, man. Definitely square biz. But like I said, man, it is what it is, man. I hope they wasn't thinking the contract was going to be better that they sent back. It wasn't. Because obviously they don't want to fight. And obviously they getting desperate now. Obviously their team is not on the same accord. Because Joshua saying he don't want Dillian White. But that's what he going to get. Unless Dillian White loses to Derek Chisora, that's what he going to get. You know what I'm saying? He could sit in the UK and be the Commonwealth British champion. But in my opinion, the real champion is Deontay Wilder at this point. Not off of just public appeal or just off the muscle of Joshua being scared. Just off the strength of muscle that this fight ain't being made on their side. That's what it is. I'm not saying that Joshua's scared or whatever it may be, which I believe is so, but not in this case. I'm just saying that he don't really want that work. He really don't want it, man. And at the same time, I can't get mad. You know, I can't get mad at Eddie and Anthony Joshua at this point because I already knew what they is. They already showed their hand for being on some BS, you know. But honestly, if I give my biased opinion, I think Joshua's scared, yes. And people say, well, fighters are never scared. Yes, they are. In this generation, he's scared. But he'll fight him on his own time. You know, at some point, his fans will get restless with him. At some point, the world is gonna shine light on him. At some point, he's gonna come back to the table correct. Because if Wilder beats Fury or Fury beats Wilder, people gonna want to see that. Because especially the entertainment value that Wilder and Fury trash talk will put that on would put Joshua in a messed up position, you know. And even they fight in December or next December, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I can't believe they sent the contract back worse. Well, I can't believe they sent another contract worse than all the rest of them, or worse than the last one. But we know the truth at this point in this period, and anybody can argue it. They can act like they can push the narrative that it ain't, but we can lay the facts out on the table. We can link all the articles out from Barry saying that he didn't want Anthony to fight. You know, well, we want to fight Miller in Brooklyn first and this and that. And Eddie Hearn saying Wembley Stadium wasn't available for Deontay Wilder and Joshua. You know, to him sending a contract without a venue, without a date. To him trying to make Wilder take a $12 million flat fee, a $12.5 million flat fee. You know, for him not putting the financials out of how much the fight would generate if they did fight. To him going to say Wilder got to take a flat fee. I'm gonna come to America with the contract signed. He got ran up out there by real reporters like Blue Blood Sports. Okay, we can go back and say, well, you know, how much would this fight generate, Eddie? He never told anybody how much this fight would generate, but then he comes around and say they expect to break the attendance record at Wembley Stadium with 100,000 people in the stadium for Deontay Wilder. So if you're breaking records with me, so you think I deserve a flat fee? And you got people like Dave Higgins and Joseph Parker team saying that, oh, Wilder is stealing money from Joshua, but you same guys that fought for a 35% split and got a 32.5 split, whatever they got, and showed up and fought like a punk. You should have gave your money back. You know, but this is just the cherry on top right here. We know what the business is. He a fake champ. All those belts was not his. Those are Tyson Fury belts. And the one belt that's the real belt was the WBC belt that Fatali retired. It went up for vacant. Bermane Stiverne beat Areola twice. And Wilder beat Areola. So he beat the champ. He beat the true champ. Joshua didn't beat the true champ. Joseph Parker would never be a champion. He would never be a champion like real champions is. He barely got that belt. Charles Martin was not a real champion. And then Vladimir Klitschko was and that was really Luis Ortiz's title shot. So that's square business. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check the links into the description. I'll link this story From World Boxing News in the description as well. Continue to share the videos. Also, check out our new podcast. The link's in the description. You can just click the link, download the app, or go through the web address. Raw and Uncut is triple rated R, not for kids' ears at all. It's Raw and Uncut featuring myself, Kelly Enigma. 9 episodes. Just sign in or sign up with your Facebook or Google account. Subscribe to us, comment, and y'all know what the business is. It's TBC and more. We're going to come with some more heat. Y'all know what it is, man. We're going to continue to push this. Shout out to the Lions Den boxing community. Shout out to everybody out there. And shout out to, Deontay Wilder. And middle finger to Joshua and Eddie. We on.